Hello! Got Anna and Emma here. Today we are streaming to two Facebook pages, to Anna Pierce Healing Learning and to Grandma Alchemy's Kitchen. So you might see a bit of going between phones. But yeah, we're trying something new. We're actually going to be sharing Emma's amazing stock pot, and she's going to share a little bit about it. So I will be a bit behind the scenes. If you've got any comments or anything, I'll try and keep on top of it. But I'll pass over to Emma to share a little bit about her stock pot.
Thanks, Anna. Hello, everybody. Yeah, the stock pot. This is the kingpin, the central hold it all together of your healing kitchen habits. And I just want to show you how really quick and easy it is to whack a chicken stock pot on. Chicken soup has been called the Jewish penicillin, or it's proper healing food. And I want to show you how you can incorporate that into a quick and easy evening meal, largely plant-based, but with that extra hit of collagen and gelatin, which, let's face it, holds us all together, as far as I'm concerned anyway. So, this is one I prepared earlier in true Blue Peter style. This is a big old crock pot, and it's got a big old chicken in it, and hasn't quite gelled. That hasn't quite gelled there, but never mind. I cooked that up. It took an hour and a half to cook, and I'm going to show you how to make one. But in the meantime, I'm just going to whip this out and start to pick the chicken. All that chicken meat is going to come off the bone, and then I'm going to put all the meat back in the stock pot for later. So that chicken stock in there is gold dust. Let me tell you that now. Absolute gold dust. So I'm just going to show you. Let's imagine you've just gone in from work and you're tired and you can't be bothered to cook. Here's how quick and easy it is to put a chicken stock pot on. You don't have to use a whole chicken like that one. You can just use chicken pieces if you like. Try and get organic, it's really important. This is chicken thighs. What we want is the meaty bone. We want the bone and the connective tissue and the skin as well as the meat. And I'm just going to pop that in my little pot.
You've got Fiona watching, by the way.
Hi, Fiona.
To Fiona.
And then I'm going to whack in an onion. You don't even have to bother skinning it if you can't be bothered. As long as it's good and clean, pop that in. And then I'm going to pop in a carrot. I'm going to give it a little peel. How long did that take? Seconds flat. Top and tail it. Pop that in. And then some really good sea salt. You've got to have sea salt or Himalayan pink salt. I don't really mind, but I go for the sea salt every time. It's full of minerals.
Can we just move this up?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
And then some black peppercorns or ground black pepper. Just going to pop a bit of that in. That's it. I'm going to pour in some already heated water from my kettle. It should really be not tap water. It should be purified somehow. I've covered my chicken, and then I pop the lid on and put it on the stove. How long did that take, Anna?
Gosh, 2 minutes? 2 minutes, I reckon.
2 minutes approximately. That's your stock pot on. That's the first step. Once you've got this lovely golden stock, then cooking supper and trying to get kids to eat vegetables is a cinch. Just get rid of this carrot. There we go. So, what are we going to cook for tea? Usually I just say, what have I got in the cupboard? What is there? You know, today I've got a big bunch of kale from the garden. I've got a red onion. I've got a courgette and lovely cauliflower. And we'll use some of the meat from the chicken that we've just cooked. So, most important thing, apart from your vegetables of course, is good fats. So I'm going to put some good fat. In this case, it's some goose fat, and I'm just going to pour a bit of that in my pan. Lovely. I'm going to chop up an onion. As far as I'm concerned, that's always the best way to go. Get an allium into the equation. Good fats first, and then an onion or a leek or some spring onions, or, you know, this is a red onion, could be a white onion, I don't really mind, but it's full of sulphur. That's why it makes you cry when you're chopping it. And sulphur is so important for our balance. So Okay, everybody, let's just talk about chopping for a minute. We don't want to chop our fingers, and the only way to really do it is to make like a little cat's claw like that. Make a little shape like that. Chop it up fine. Pick it up with your big chopper. That's why you need a big chopper, so that you can pick up your veg from your board. That's that. Put the heat on. And now here's where the magic comes in. Your magic stock pot. This is like the cauldron. This is like the healing cauldron. Your stock pot is going to cook your veg. So I'm going to put 1, 2 ladles into my onions, and I'm going to crank up the heat because the kids are hungry, need to get the food on the table quickly. So I'm going to crank up the heat, put the lid on with my onions and the good fat and the stock, and then I'm going to chop up some more veg. My philosophy with the what to put on the table is, what have I got in the cupboard? Chop it up and chuck it in. How many vegetables can I get into the equation? Has it got good fat in it, and where's the stock? It's very simple, really. So onions take a little bit long, don't they? Longer. They need to just sweat off a little bit, they call it. Quite an unsavoury phrase, actually. But they need to just soften and get all glistening and shiny. So while they're doing that, I'm going to chop up my kale, because kale takes a little while as well, so I think I'll put them in together. When I'm chopping up these veg, I'm thinking, how long is something going to take to cook? And that just comes with experience, really. You're not going to know everything straight away. But the importance of getting greens into the equation is key as well, but we'll talk about that another day. So I'm going to pop my greens in there as well. Look, a bit of courgette. Pop that in later, actually, the courgette, because it doesn't take very long to cook. But I will chop up some of this cauliflower now. Watch out, everybody!
So you're putting the green in as well?
I've put the green in, and I'm going to put
the leaves.
Oh yeah! You're joking? Absolutely, yeah. I mean, thank you for pointing that out, because I mean, yeah, there was a time when I used to pick that off and throw it away. What a waste! Yeah. Frankly, you know, we'll just chop it up and chuck it in. Yeah, absolutely. The more greens you can get into the equation, the better, really. But this isn't gonna. I could be like careful about this and go, oh, I'll just make little florets. You know, I'll just break off little florets. How lovely! That's going to be attractive. You know, or if I'm in a hurry, just chop it up and chuck it in.
Oh, you've got India watching as well.
Hi, India. Yeah, so we'll just chop the collie in, chuck it in. This is what I mean. I haven't got time to be precious about things. I'm a very busy woman. I run a veg box scheme, 2 teenage kids. I do a home ed school group. I do Anna Pierce Healing and Learning School. So I haven't got time to muck about. And what I want is nourishing food that's on the table quickly, that the kids are going to go, thanks, Mum. So I'm just going to let that all sweat off, and then I'm going to pick my chicken. So this was the chicken that was in the stock pot. Remember, we just put the stock pot on. It took us 2 minutes. It just had an onion, the chicken, water, sea salt, black pepper, and a carrot. Now, the reason I didn't put celery in, I do usually put celery in, which is a sort of a French, classic French stock pot, is that I'm just studying to become a GAPS coach. GAPS stands for Gut and Psychology Syndrome, or Gut and Physiology Syndrome, and it's basically who has fallen through the gaps in the allopathic medical model and has these chronic symptoms like eczema, asthma, migraines, arthritis, you name it. I mean, there are so many. Multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, polymyalgia, you name it. ADHD, autism, all of these things where they say, well, it just is what it is, and you're going to have to take the pills from now on. But actually, we can greatly alleviate a lot of these symptoms using food as medicine. And the GAPS protocol, which has been for the last, I think it's at least 10 years, has been promoted by Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride, who's one of my heroes, who saved my skin when my kids went oodalally sugar monster and I was in a bad way. And then I found out about it, and it's like, oh my God, I want to shout it from the treetops and, you know, let everyone know that actually it's okay. We can help out, you know, we can take responsibility and we can do things to actually make it a lot better. And the kingpin is the stock pot. So get your stock pot on. So yeah, look, what have we got here? This is my chicken from the stock pot I cooked yesterday. I'm just going to, you know, pick off the meaty bits. Beautiful. So I'll pop that in a little Tupperware. I've got a little Tupperware here. I'm just going to put that in the fridge in a minute when I've picked all this lovely meat off. And that's going to sit in the fridge. And then when the kids come in from school, I'm going to get a cabbage leaf or a lettuce leaf or a cracker if we're onto crackers. It depends what stage of the GAPS diet you're on, whether you enjoy toast and crackers or keep it vegetable based. So we'll get a cabbage leaf and we'll put chicken on it, we'll put a big lump of butter on it, we'll put some sauerkraut or some fermented ginger carrots or something like that, and that'll be a snack with a bit of homemade mayonnaise or some such delicious, you know, hummus or something like that. So I'm putting all of the gristle, connective tissue, you know, the stuff that you kind of go, ew, you know, but luckily when I was growing up, my favourite thing after a roast on a Sunday lunchtime was to sit and pick the chicken. I used to love it. I used to really love it. Like, you know, and then you get to know about the anatomy of a chicken. And some people are, you know, especially if you've been vegetarian, are a bit horrified by the idea of actually getting stuck into picking a chicken. Because why would you want to kill a chicken?
I was vegan, and then now I'm like that.
Okay. I mean, it
you
is.
do come round when you have the love for the chicken, when you appreciate and you love it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Because why would you want to kill a chicken? We were just talking about that, weren't we? Why would you want to kill a chicken? Beautiful little chickens. They're, you know, they peck the ground and they eat all the grubs and they fertilise it for you and they give you eggs. They're beautiful. They're fun little, gorgeous little things. But I can't be bothered to pick that anymore. And who cares anyway? That is going back in the stock pot. That is goodness and gorgeousness. All that that I used to throw away. Yeah. That is the stuff of life, and that is what can keep your whole family going for a week. Seems ridiculous, doesn't it? But I mean, you put that in the stock pot, and then you're just going to be always cooking your veg in the chicken stock.
So we've got Clea and Kelly watching as well. So
hi. Hi Clea, hi Kelly. Are you into the stock pot? I hope you are.
Oh yeah, at this point maybe if they have any questions
or
comments.
Feel free. A lot of people wonder, what do I do with my stock pot? You know, when it's cooked, what do you do with it? I just leave it on the stove with the lid on. So now I've just put my fingers all over that chicken, you know. I've just probably put some new germs into the equation because that's new bacteria. So now I'm going to boil that up straight away. I'm just going to put that on high, the original stock pot, you know, and boil it up to sterilise it and to get more goodness out of the bones and all the skin and everything. So let me just rinse my hands. There. That's looking interesting. Look, my veg are really steaming. It's kind of like a steam fry, you know. I've got the good fat in there, and I've got the stock in there.
Okay. We'll have a little look. Let's see if we can get in. See if I can do this.
Yeah, okay.
Can you? Oh, you're plugged in. You're plugged in.
Worry.
Can you see there? There you go.
I think so. Yeah.
This is hard doing two at once. There you go.
I'll bring it in a bit. So I will test that by sticking a little knife in it to see if, you know, I'll get a nice sharp pointy knife and just test to see if the veg are cooked. They're not quite cooked yet, so I'm just going to put a little bit more stock in there. Let's put some more stock in. Oh, that's my new stock pot. That one's not ready yet. Back to the old stock pot. Put a bit more stock in there. If your stock's got bits in it now, you're going to need to get a little sieve. So I've got a little sieve here so that I don't get the bits going into my, maybe the kids don't want to eat a bit of gristle. So I'm just going to sieve out. There, that'll do. Pop that back in there. But that is nearly done though. It's really nearly there. So I might chuck in my courgette as well. And then to make it super tasty before you serve it, you're going to want to... Oh, I'll tell you what else I've got I was going to put in. This is some roasted pumpkin. So literally, I just chopped it up and shoved it in the oven, put it on 180 degrees, and then I scooped out all the seeds. I don't bother peeling it because it's soft. It's soft enough that I didn't bother peeling it. Squash are these great big things. They're a bit sort of heavy to handle, aren't they? You think, what am I going to do with that? But literally, just get one of these and you'll be laughing in the kitchen, I tell you. Chop it up, chuck it in. So once those veg are cooked, I'm going to be adding some roasted squash. That's going to really give us a lovely sweetness and a satisfying base. Because remember, GAPS is about avoiding grains to begin with while you're recolonising your guts with good guys and starving out the bad guys. We are going to avoid grains. So we... Yeah?
Sorry, say hello to Mel and Karen.
Oh, hi Mel. Hi Karen. Hi. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully we're giving you some top tips for how to chop it up and chuck it in and get the family eating. So I've got one of those chicken breasts here that we just picked off the chicken, and literally that one chicken breast, that is going to do my family of 4 for supper with all of these veg. And then I'm just going to chop up that squash. Squash is sweet and yummy. It's already cooked really, it just needs heating through. Chop it up and chuck it in. How long have we been playing cooking?
I don't know actually. I think about 20 minutes.
Is it?
No, 15.
15 minutes. What? We've nearly finished. We've nearly finished supper and we've put a stock pot on and we've picked a chicken. So before I serve, I'm a bit of a garlic head. I can't resist garlic. And it's so healing. And you can do a magical thing with your garlic. You can crush it. When they say crushed garlic, there's a reason for it, because when we crush garlic, it actually changes it has an alchemical effect. It changes its chemical structure and makes allicin. It's called allicin. And it is super antibacterial, only killing the bad guys. How awesome is that? So just before we serve, I'm just going to make sure, in true French cuisine style, we're going to make it totally delicious by adding butter, cream, garlic. In this way of eating, okay, we might not be having any bread for a few weeks or maybe months, depending on how sick we are. But if you want to get better, this is the way. But we can have clotted cream. Oh my God.
James is saying hello.
Hi. James. Hi, James. So yeah, I've got some. I'm not gonna chop it. I've taken the peel off, and I'm gonna pop it in my pestle and mortar. I've got to say, I highly recommend getting hold of a pestle and mortar. Let's put some sea salt in there as grist to the mill so that we've got some resistance when we're pounding our garlic. So it doesn't fly out all over the place. There, that's nice. Lost a little bit there. Okay. That's that. It would be nice if we could put food on the table in under 15 minutes, wouldn't it? There we go. That's my garlic. Oh, look at that. Let's just try those veg. Oh yeah. Nice. I'm going to take the lid off for a bit because I kind of want the liquid to evaporate off, and I want to get it to maybe caramelise a little bit. Oh, yummy. So let's just give it a little Good job. Good job I didn't end up with all the garlic inside my drawer then, actually. It fell out in my pestle and mortar, that's good. Okay, so I have got that cauliflower's done. So if I've got a bit too much liquid in there, I could always tip it out if I feel like it. I'll tip it back into the stock pot, why not? That liquid that's got back into the stock pot there will be full of minerals. So ideally, because I'm trying to do this quickly, I just drained it off a little bit, but ideally you'd leave it in there and let the liquid evaporate off. Now hopefully this is going to caramelise a little bit. I'm going to put a knob of butter. I'm going to make a little hole in the middle.
I'm going to come in again.
Yeah. I've just made, look, I've made a little hole in the middle.
I forgot again, you're plugged in.
I wish we unplugged that now.
Yeah. Come on, unplug it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh. Oh no, something isn't working. Right, I think we're okay. Right, I don't know.
That'll do.
There you go.
So I've made a little hole in the middle of my pan, and in it I'm going to put a knob of butter and that garlic.
Oh wow, yeah, that looks really good.
Get that in there. Then I'm going to put my chicken and my squash in. There we go. I'm going to put my lid back on, and I'm just going to leave that. It's on high. I've cooked that on high the whole way. Now I'm just going to have a little sweep because I have made a mess. But basically, that was supper. How long did that take? It was about 15 minutes. Yeah. So, and then for pudding, we'll have cherries and clotted cream, or you know, something equally as delicious. Maybe some paleo muffins or black bean brownies, or you know, the options are endless really. And we'll come again and do some more videos and show you how to cook some delicious kind of paleo treats that are GAPS protocol safe foods to eat, so that we can heal and seal the gut and get better energy and relieve ourselves of these pesky symptoms that are so-called chronic, because they just keep going on and you have to keep taking the medication. But hopefully we can work wonders using food as medicine. Get your stock pots on and let us know how you get on.
And we will see you hopefully
next Monday.
Oh, wait, Shirley, we'll see you next Monday. We're going to post each week. So thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, you're it.